Apple just unveiled their newest software at WWDC, and my god, it is really interesting. Let's talk. So, first things first, the iOS got a huge revamp and it's been seeing some significant updates. So, you can now share features, things like you can share your screen, which is really handy for Zoom calls, and it's not Zoom anymore. It's FaceTime, which is essentially the same thing, may I say, because you can now send links and schedule FaceTime calls, but you can do FaceTime on an Android device and on a Windows device. So Windows is cross-platform. It is incredible. Safari and Mail are getting some more privacy features, which is cool. We didn't see Pro apps, although you can now build and test apps and submit apps to the App Store using the Swift Playgrounds app, which is really cool. Then you can have just an overall better experience. Maps, it has a whole redesign. There's a more 3D interface, better navigation, that kind of thing. There's a better overall feeling to how things are working on iOS. Quick Notes is a feature that I'm really interesting. Just slide up from the bottom to with your Apple Pencil to actually take a note and it remembers it. You can now do live text, so it can pick out text from a picture. Multitasking on iPads is a bit different. It allows you to do things such as to press a button at the top and it'll let you like put things down to the dock, and it'll let you do multitasking in the multitasking lineup. I really do think that it's really cool, and honestly, iOS 15 was a big significant update. However, iPadOS, it's literally just getting iOS 14 features, widgets on the home screen, the app library, that kind of thing. So that's really all we got of iPadOS and iOS. Siri can also process requests without Wi-Fi now as well, certain requests, so things such as starting timers, changing settings, opening apps, that kind of thing, because Siri now does all the processing for voice dictation stuff on the phone. So none of that leaves the phone, which means your privacy, it's more protected. You can also add friends and family to iCloud now, which will also let you do things like call them, and it'll let you do things like get your recovery password. It'll also allow you to build a digital legacy, so it'll allow you to assign people who can actually get into your account, people you trust, and get your data for you, which is pretty nice. In WatchOS 8, mindfulness is a big key feature. The Breathe app has been immensely improved, and it basically is killing off the Calm app, and there's a new watch face to go with it, and it's pretty nice, So they're focusing a lot on mental health and mindfulness. Another big feature that Apple was talking about was their cardio fitness and just their sharing in general, and they're just being more mindful of health, and I think it's pretty cool that they're doing that. Apple Watch can also track respiratory rate in WatchOS 8, so that will allow you to do things such as track how many, check your respiratory rates, check how fast you're breathing. It can link in with trends. So now you can actually check, if you have any sort of problems with that as well, which is pretty nice. WatchOS also added 2 new workouts, which is pretty great. One of them is a Tai Chi workout, and the other one's another yoga workout. So a lot of workouts, which is pretty great. Apple Watch is also bringing improvements to the photos watch face, so now you can actually take the best portrait photos you have on your phone, and you can actually put them as watch faces, and the watch faces are very customizable, which is great. You can now also find your items like air tags in it. You can also have next hour precipitation. There's a music app redesign and so much more. There's also more home updates, and this is where Home OS comes into play. They finally brought the HomePod Mini to Ireland as well, so I will definitely be looking at picking that up as well because that looks dope. Siri is also available now in all HomeKit products, which is pretty cool. So it's like a developer kit, which is great. Apple also addressed the Matter standard as well, which is a standard that was developed by all major companies to make HomeKit accessories better, and I am really a big fan of this. And macOS 12 is called macOS Monterey. macOS Monterey also gets pretty much the same features that iOS got, which is pretty good. Also, you know, it has the new do not disturb while calling or while working or wherever it is, which is great. And that's a great feature overall. So overall, there isn't much else that they released, which is great. Apple added Synergy, the application, to macOS, iPadOS, and all that. So now you can control your devices with one keyboard and mouse, which is pretty handy, you know, if you're in a whole setup. Apple just announced AirPlay for Mac. It's basically the same thing as AirPlay, only it's kind of impressive. You know, it's really handy. So the Mac has history with all its command line and stuff. So essentially, it's getting shortcuts. So another iOS 12 feature, it's now ripped off. So that's cool. There's also improvements to the browser, which is also very handy. And basically what they've done is they've condensed the browser down and they've allowed you to stack shortcuts, and overall it's just way nicer of an experience. Tab groups are also available on iPad and iPhone, which are really helpful, and you can send them to people via text, via email, and I think it's really cool that you can do that. So extensions are a big feature in macOS and whatever it is for Safari, and they're very helpful, things like ad blocker, that kind of thing. But it's now available on iPad and iPhone as well. So if you're kind of, you know, iffy on the Grammarly short, like I do use that extension quite a bit, that's on iPad and iPhone now in Safari, which is really helpful. You can also do live low power mode, and you can also have your Memoji on screen as well, which is really handy.